Woj is here with us. And speaking of Portland, Woj, they had some very scary sounding injury news in their backcourt. What can you tell us about CJ McCollum?
Greeny, CJ McCollum is still undergoing evaluation for that collapsed lung, the severity of the injury, and then a possible timeline for return. So they're still trying to get some clarity on that. But there is clarity on this, and I talked to a source close to him today. He does not want to be traded from the Portland Trailblazers. This is a player who considers that city home. He's very fond of that organization, ownership, that fan base. And listen, there are no players in the NBA with no trade clauses right now, and their interim GM, Joe Cronin, he's certainly going to have to look at the landscape, see what's out there. But CJ McCollum, he wants to continue with Dame Lillard. He's in the first year of a new 3-year, $100 million contract, and he still wants to play out his career in Portland. Yeah,
and the McCollum questions will continue. The Damian Lillard questions will continue. In fact, they've come up again recently, and Dame was talking about them today. Let me read to you what he said. Dame Lillard said, "I've been here for 10 years, and I'm trying to be a part of the solution. I'm not trying to be a part of the gossip. I just want to be at peace and do my job to the best of my ability. I'm not asking for a trade. I don't know how many times I got to say it. My intentions are to be in Portland and to try and figure it out." Now, these are a complicated set of circumstances for a team that's not off to a great start and whose general manager left under terrible circumstances last week. And so it does beg the question, Stephen A. Smith, what should Portland be trying to do now?
They should be trying to trade Damian Lillard immediately. I have spoken to Damian Lillard on numerous occasions. Over the years, I have told him and CJ directly that I don't believe they will win together, and I think I've been proven to be right. And as a result, when we look at the incredible value that Damian Lillard brings to the table, that's something that we can't ignore. Now, he's been dealing with an abdominal injury since 2017. He's sitting down and healing now, but who knows what he's going to deal with that from a surgical perspective down the road sooner than later. We just don't know what's going to happen. But in the end, right now, when you consider the state of affairs that exist in Portland, you got a rookie head coach in Chauncey that we wish him nothing but the best, and we all love Chauncey, but all of us viewed him as basically a president of basketball operations or a GM more so than a coach. So you're working with a rookie coach. Damian Lillard tells me he's all in. He ain't going to half-step. He's in. He wants to stay in Portland. He's committed to being there, what have you. But I don't believe, and I said as much to him, that Portland should be committed to keeping him. The fact of the matter is Damian Lillard is such an elite player, such a closer, that if you put him on the market, you're going to get incredible value in return for him, because him and CJ are essentially the same player. It's just that Damian is better. And together, I don't think they're going to win, particularly in the Western Conference. He's better off going someplace else. And I happen to know for a fact that if he were to leave Portland, the #1 destination he'd want to be at is New York, because of Madison Square Garden and the confidence that he'd have in being able to lure players to come and play with him. But you're going to have Philly as a potential candidate, Boston as a potential candidate, along with others.
Better get a third team in there, too, because the Knicks ain't got enough assets.
Right. And I'm sure his representation would try to convince him to embrace those other teams.
Well, the Sixers certainly would, with the Ben Simmons thing still hovering above them. And that's an attractive player, but who knows where that thing goes. So he thinks Portland should be trading Damian Lillard. Jalen, what do you think?
Well, it's funny how things change, and you're exactly right. Dame Lillard's still one of the top players in the league, one of my favorite players, and you're also right. This situation is a reflection of Chauncey Billups. I still think he has what it takes to still be a quality coach in the league. But when you lose the GM, both of your backcourt players are out. Both of them are getting top dollar in a salary cap-driven sport. I'm going to take it a step further. It's not just Dame that the organization, if they're trying to rebuild, is going to need to trade. It's also CJ McCollum. Because in order to rebuild, you have to start with your salary, and those are your two highest paid players.
They've done the best they could do.
Yeah.
They got to the conference finals. They lost to Golden State. There is no dishonor in that.
Yeah.
They have played with honor. Dame Lillard has sent Hall of Famers home from the playoffs. Get out. You get out. You out.
He broke up OKC.
He did. It's been thrilling. I mean, literally thrilling to watch Dame Lillard in the spring and CJ. But Jalen's right. I mean, if you're going to do this properly, and we all know how much that team means to that community, as much as any NBA team means to its community. That's how prominent Portland, the Trailblazers are there. then they're probably going to have to give them up both.
Yeah, Portland has made the playoffs 8 straight years. They're currently 10th in the West. They're 3 games under 500. As we mentioned, both those guys in the backcourt are hurt. You said they need to trade him quickly. What does that mean?
I think they need to get rid of him before this trading deadline.
This year? This season?
I think as the season waits, let's suppose, for example, he ends up getting operated on. Let's suppose, for example, he's not 100% healthy. You are always, as an opposing team, you are looking to minimize an asset so you can get him for basically nothing. They're going to try to do that. It won't be successful. But right now, we all know Damian Lillard to be a superstar, a closer, an elite guard in this game. And if you put him in the right situation, he ain't going to be the reason you don't win a championship. You get rid of him while you can get maximum value for him. You do it now, and you let that other team capitalize off of his greatness while you try to rebuild instead of pretending you're trying to be competitive, because Portland's season is over. They ain't going anywhere. Sorry, Portland, City of Portland, no disrespect. You ain't going no damn place this year. Let's be clear about that. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.